And I'm going to talk about the importance of a daily program today. A daily program or some kind of activity that's a routine. Some people don't like routine things. They feel it's too rigid. They're getting put in a rut. But when you think about that, whenever you've accomplished the most in life, it's probably because you followed something strategically, some kind of program or some kind of schedule or some kind of daily regimen. But your program has probably been predicated on you staying with something until it was done. So if you're trying to finish a course, you had to study every night, or you had to attend classes certain days of the week. And that's how you progressed. And you ultimately succeeded because you stayed with this class schedule, or you stayed with something until it was done. So almost any achievement that you've accomplished over any period of time, you can go back to something that you had to program yourself to do. It may have been a limited period of time, maybe for 6 weeks or 6 months or for a certain point, but you stayed with that. And at the end of that, that was a result, whether that's a certificate or some kind of payout or some kind of dividend that you're going to find at the end of this endeavor that you got into. So a program is so important. And when you think about how our bodies work off a program. Your body likes to have a day and night cycle. It likes to get up at a certain time and go to bed at a certain time. You're healthier when your body can sleep at a certain time and for a certain span of time. If you're all over the board, if you're sleeping 3 hours one night, then the next night you're crashing and sleeping 10 hours, and then you're in different time zones, you'll find that you become unhealthy over time because your immune system begins to drop. Your adrenal system, you start to become tired. There's a lot of things that result because you simply are not following a schedule that your body likes to have. Every 28 or 30 days, your body goes through a cycle of some kind. Men as well as women. Women go through a menstrual cycle, but men also go through a cycle. Every 28 or 30 days, you go through some kind of cycle. So be aware of how your body works and work with it rather than against it. So your body likes to eat a certain number of times per day. It likes to eat a certain amount of food per day. And if you exceed what your body's programmed for, you'll get fat. And if your body's programmed to eat 2,000 calories per day, if that's your body's programming, and you exceed that, your body can't handle it because you've gotten outside of the programming of what your body best desires. So think about that. Your programming always works. So now with me, I figured it out a long time ago. So if I want to work out or become healthy, then what I did, I find a program. I find something that I follow that gives me that result. So the first thing I would do, if there was anything I wanted to learn, I had to think, what is my programming? What do I have to do in order to get this accomplished? How do I create something around this so it's systematic and it gives me enough time to apply this so I can get the result that I want? So I'm looking for a program. Whenever I want to accomplish something that I haven't done before, what is the program that allows me to do that? And a lot of people can't stay with a program, so they'll apply something for a while. It doesn't work quickly enough or the way they thought it should, for whatever reason, and they basically stop it before the program was finished. Okay? And think about even television. You watch a television program, a lot of things are basically programmed and you're not even aware of it. There are a lot of things that are programmed like that. So with me, my routine is broken up around my levels at which I want to progress or maintain momentum, like physical. We'll talk about that for a moment, physically. Now I know to maintain my physical health, there's certain things I got to do. I've got to maintain a physical program. So I start with a workout program. So I work out, 6 days per week, and it's about 45 minutes to an hour per day. That's my program. And with it, I break my body parts up into resistance training. Certain days I do biceps and triceps. Certain days legs. Certain days chest and back and shoulders. But it's programmed. And now when I get up in the morning, I don't have to think about, what am I going to do today? It's already done. And programs makes life simple. It takes out the guesswork. It takes out the monotony of trying to think, what am I going to do today, making up as we go along, as you say. So a program is really effective when you learn the value of it. So physically, I work out every day, 6 days a week, I should say, and my body's programmed to do that. I get up early in the morning to start that, another program. I start my day at 5 o'clock. So my body is like up. And today, I mean, some days my body's like ready to go. It's like 4:30, and I'm like, I'm not trying to get up here. I'm trying to get those extra few minutes in, an extra half hour. You know how you are when you're sleepy, and you know that if you want to sleep fully, you're full term. So if I get up at 5, I want to kind of wake up at 5 and get ready to go. But at any rate, I woke up like 4:15 today, and I was thinking, oh man, and I couldn't get back to sleep, and then just got up and started my day. But at any rate, my body is programmed to get up at that time. It knows it's time to work out. And if I was to sleep past 5 and get up at like 6:30, I feel like lazy. And then the rest of my day I'm dragging through the rest of my day because I've started it kind of out of sync. It's like things are not in order. My body knows it. My mind knows it. Everything about it is dragging. So I know at 5 o'clock I get up, I start my day, I'm working out. So it's my first part of my day, workout. After my workout, then I'll eat. That's my first meal of the day. And I will have my breakfast. And my breakfast is around certain foods that we talk about in our macro diet and macro program. You eat certain foods to, supplement your meal plan. So I have my first meal right after working out. And after working out, then, that takes care of the physical part. Physically, I need food. Physically, I'm working out. So those are two things that really satisfies my need to improve or progress or to maintain my health physically. Now I shift. Now I go to the spiritual part, because we are a tripartite being. We're mind, a body, and we're spirit. So now I've dealt with the body part. I've dealt with, physically training my body, feeding my body. Now I get to the spiritual part. That's when I start my prayer, my meditation, and my Bible reading. And so my workouts take a certain amount of time. My Bible reading takes a certain amount of time. I read the Bible in 1 year every year. So I started again at the beginning of the year, and it gives me a certain amount of verses, or certain chapters that I'll read every day. And it takes me about 20 minutes to read the Bible reading for that day. So that takes care of kind of like the reading part of that. I'm reading the Bible in one day. And whether you understand the Bible, whether you understand it or not, here's interesting. To me, the Bible is kind of like a food or a supplement. You may not understand all the supplements that you take, what's in every food or certain things like that, but it nourishes you because that's what it's intended to do. It's sent to bring comfort and nourishment and completion to whatever it's brought. So the word, the scripture, is a living word. So it calms that soul, that spirit part of you is feeding from the word that you read. Whether you understand, it's not mental, it's spiritual. So don't think about, if I don't understand it, it doesn't matter. No, by you taking in something like that, you're feeding yourself. So spiritually, I know I need to grow, I need to learn by first reading the word. Then there becomes the prayer time. There's a certain amount of time I spend in prayer. I'll go over that at another time because that's an important aspect of my life. But I'll pray for a certain period of time, and it's a certain way I pray, that I find is very effective for me. And then there is the meditation. And that meditation is where I just be still, calm myself, and just meditate and let God speak to me. Just let things come. Try not to get focused on what I've got to do today, my laundry list, all of the stuff that I've got, my minutiae, but allow myself to receive. Just fully receive, kind of reviving. And I find out that when I'm able to meditate and become focused, I can feel energy just coming in. I feel revived. And that's a very important part of my day. If I miss that, again, I can tell it. I can tell something is just off if I don't apply those things that I know works during the day. So that takes care of the physical part, my prayer, my meditation, and my Bible reading. And then I get to start my day with the regular work things. This is where you talk about developing, financially and getting the things done you need to have done. You go through your emails. I'm always learning something, so I'm working on programs. I have certain calls I'm on, Zoom calls, group calls, church stuff. So those are some of the things I'm doing during the day. But then the other part of ourselves, our mental, our emotional part, you have to learn. You have to be growing mentally in some way, and emotionally you have to develop. You have to express yourself in those ways. So mentally, I'm always, as I say, learning something new. I've been learning Spanish. I'm pretty good now, but that's something I've been doing over the years. Work with Spanish, because we go down to Mexico oftentimes on our mission trip. And it's exciting to be able to go and be able to converse in Spanish, and and that's why I really grow there while I'm on the mission trips. So I'm able to talk to the natives there, and it's always great to learn. So I'm growing there. I'm growing by learning different programs and different things that I don't know regarding business. I'm always a student of business. How can I help scale my business or do something better with my business? I'm learning things with the church, and how can I learn better skills as a pastor? How can I develop in those areas? So I'm always in a learning way to develop mentally. I'm reading things every day, something I didn't know before. I'm always trying to improve my knowledge in some kind of way. So that's one aspect that I kind of help support my mental growth. And then the emotional side, the way I do that is I learn how to just let things go. Whenever I'm confronted with an issue that wants to evoke anger or fear or guilt or whatever comes up, I stop it right there and I recognize what it is, and I just kind of let it just pass. I let it just pass. For instance, today I had returned, just to give you an example of this, I had to return something, a product that I purchased. I returned it, and I was waiting for a refund to show up on my statement. I never saw a refund. But then I saw that I returned it. So I called the company. I sent an email to the company saying, "Hey, I returned the product. I didn't get a refund. Could you trace it and let me know what's going on?" Well, they sent back saying they never received the product. Okay. So I went in and checked everything. I found that it was delivered on a certain date. And again, they're saying they never received it. Now it was only like $50 or something like that. So I had two options. I could go and fight this thing back and forth and call the company and just, or I could just let it go, Gene. Let it go. It used to be personal for me. But as I learned the value of things, I find out that you make it up some other kind of way. It's not like a loss. It's just, okay, let that thing go, embrace it, find something else to occupy my time. Because I could have spent another half hour back and forth, and then the frustration of dealing with the people and they're not right, and it's just not, it's not a positive way I want to live. So again, mentally and emotionally, I have to learn how to let some things that tend to divert my attention into a negative way, a diversion that's not in a good manner. I have to let some of those things go. And in fact, a lot of those things go. Someone said something recently, and it did upset me a little bit, but I had to smile about it. I was thinking, it's not really worth it. It's not really worth it. I mean, you have to just, again, let things not get to you emotionally. Once it brings it to your emotions, you start thinking about it, and then other emotions start building around it, and then that's where you can have resentment and feelings of guilt or anger or frustration, all those different things that comes up. It just weighs you down. So another way I support myself mentally is laughter. There's so many things I revisit, movies that I enjoy, certain lines out of certain movies. One of my wife and I's favorite movies is My Cousin Vinny. I thought that's one of the funniest movies out there. I watched that and I laughed, even though I've seen it over and over. Or I watch certain stand-up routines with Richard Pryor, some people I really enjoy, and I just watch those and laugh. I mean, just give yourself permission to just laugh about some things. Really, don't let it get into your, mentally, just laugh about it and learn how to move on. But those are part of my programs. Every day I find something to be laughing about. I find something to let go of emotionally. When I feel those emotions trying to come, I find a way to let it go. And I always find a way to pay things forward. I'll give you an example. Today, I went to mail something at one of the little drop-off places. It's like a little UPS store, drop-off store, a little small store. And there was a guy that was in there, kind of a kid, like he's 21 years old. And we had a conversation last time. He was helping me with the packaging because I was sending something out. So he spent some time helping me. And I got to know him. And when I came in this time, he was someone else was going to help me. I said, no, I want to wait for him. So I waited for him. We became available. We chatted for a moment. He remembered me from about a month ago, and he was chatting about that. And then I knew he had a baby. He had a baby that's 8 months old. I asked about her, and everything was all good. And then the amount that I was shipping came to $20. $20. So I took $20 out. I said, okay, $20. I said, now this one is for you. This is for you. This is for the baby. This is for you. And then I said, okay, now I'm going to pay the other $20 for the packaging, with a card or whatever. And he was like stunned. He was like, this really helps. I'm like, oh, thanks, come around. I'm just, just struggling out, trying to, no big deal. But he was still stuck in that moment. And what a joy it gave me to be a blessing to someone. Because ultimately, it's not so much about me, or it's not so much about you. It's being able to take a part of us and to share that with others. There are two blessings. The one blessing is when we're able to receive. The bigger is when we're able to give. To me, that's the best ones. Some people can't love because they never received it. You can never give something you never received. So in order to learn what that feels like, start helping people. Start doing something. And you'll start seeing the result of what you're able to do and how you can impact people. And that will, in turn, severely impact your life. Your life can change for the better because you're seeing that, wow, that felt better than me ever receiving $20. I gave somebody something. That felt much better than when you've received it. And then you're starting to get into a different frequency. You start to vibrate a different light, a different source. And that's what we ultimately want to be. Get better every opportunity that we get to. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Program yourself for success, not just in one part of your life, because some people can be successful financially, but they're struggling hard in other areas of their life. You want to be successful in every area. All right? Okay, guys. Take care. I think I've been over my time here. I hope this was helpful. Have yourself an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.